Change element type is a tool that I use frequently to save myself a lot of digitizing or editing time. It is a level dependent feature, but what it allows me to do is take a shape that I've created, let's say a fill, and if I want a border around it, instead of digitizing around it again, I can use the tool. I'll have the fill selected and I'll say change element type to a single line center, and that will add a border. What it allows me to do is also replace. So you can either add an element or you can replace it with an element of a different type. Let's take a look at what this tool can do for you. Oftentimes you'll have a design that has just a fill, and I'm using the automatic tools to create this, and this is just a normal kind of ovoid shape. And this is common with a lot of logos, and you have these stitches, and if it's just a fill, the edges may not be as clean as you want them to be, and oftentimes the easiest way to clean up this edge is to follow it with a satin stitch border of the same color. Now I could grab my single line and I could digitize around this again, but what I'm going to choose to do is have this selected, and then I'm going to use change element type, which is this little red square to the white square, or the one square to the other square if you're not using the color icons. Click on it, and what it allows me to do is take that shape and then change it. I'm going to change it to a single line center to clean up that edge, and I have the option of adding that new element or replacing the old one with the new. I'm going to add because I want the fill, I just want the single line to go around as well. So here we now have the original, and then we have what we've added. And you can get creative with this. You can duplicate it. I've done this in other videos in the past. I like duplicating these and then changing the first one so that I have an inline and an outline. I'll change the width of that so that you have a little bit of kind of both. You have the outline to clean everything up, but then you have the inline, which kind of brightens things up a little bit. You can also do this if this was a very large design. Very large design. You could also use change element type to swap that to an applique. This time I'm going to replace it. So now I have 50,000 stitches. If I replace it with an applique, well, now I'm down to just under 5,000 stitches. So you can use it if you're scaling a design and what you had before at a small size really isn't going to work at a large size, you can change that element type. The change element type tool can also be used with lettering. So you can use the lettering that you're familiar with. You can create these shapes. You can use envelope to arch lettering across the back of a jacket. And then instead of stitching all of that out, you can change element type and change it to an applique. Let's take a look at what that would look like. So I'm going to just type a bit of text. Let's change it to, I'm going to change it to a true type. The nice things about true types when you're changing element types is it's only, each letter is only really one shape. It's not, here's a column, there's a column. And so when it's changing element types, it doesn't have to combine them all and do all this stuff in the background. You only have like one clean shape. So I'm a big fan of that. And then let's just make this a little bit bigger so it's easier for me to see. And then let's go in and we'll kind of arch this over. I'm going to use an envelope line type. Arch this up. And then let's come up with a good reason for it to be applique. Let's make it bigger. So it's a jacket back size. Get this centered up on screen. And then I'm going to use the change element type tool. It does have keyboard shortcuts as well. So if I hold Control and I go click on an input tool, it will act as replace and replace it with whatever I clicked on. If I hold Shift when I do that, it will add it. So I'm going to hold Control and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on the applique. And now I have replaced, because I held Control, I replaced that lettering with applique. I know I've said it in other videos. I think I said it in this one, but if I didn't, change element type is definitely one of my favorite tools in the software. It saves me all kinds of time, and now you know how to use it, when to use it, and where to find it.